Okay, so today we're gonna go out. I'm taking the skid steer out. I'm gonna rick some bales. Ben's moving bales. He's gonna join me shortly, and we're gonna try to get as many bales off this last meadow as we can. I know we can't get them all, but we're gonna get as much as we can because there's rain in the forecast. Next few days, chance of rain, small chances, but it's just not gonna get any better. So we're gonna try to go get as much as we can. Well, alrighty then. So this is how we get our bales off. We run this skid steer, track skid steer, with the spike. We rick them in rows of 6, and we pick them up with our feeder / mover. And this is good hard ground where I'm at here, but when you get out over there past those reeds that we didn't mow, it gets kind of soft. So I've got to see, and Ben should be here shortly. He's still moving hay in another meadow. He had a few loads to get. When he gets over here, what I'm probably gonna do is rick some over on the other side of those reeds, and he's gonna pick it up and see how soft it is coming across loaded, because it's really hard to tell until you're actually bringing a load across to see if, because we don't want to be making any tracks or cutting the sod. I'm not so worried about him getting stuck. It's just those tracks will be there forever. And one of the nice things about doing this with this skid steer is you're actually able to push comfortably. You could push probably 4 bales. If you have to for a short distance, you can push 5. It gets kind of, the further you go out, because that spike only sticks into the first one. So the further you go out, the less you can turn. If you turn too much and you've got 3 or 4 bales on there, that furthest bale is going to start moving on you if you're turning. So you really can't, even with 2, I can't turn too sharp. Okay, so Ben got here. He's getting that load, and we're gonna see how bad what his tracks look like coming up out of there. So check his tracks out. His loaded tracks, and not too bad. I think he'll be all right. Well, that should save me a little bit of time. It's not going to make too much difference. He's probably only going to have to bring maybe 3 more loads out of here. These bales down over there, I'll rick him and he can come in and get him instead of me having to push them all the way out like I. Alright, so I've got to add a couple bales to this rick here. But so this is the problem we're having now. We've got all the bales back over there. But these bales are sitting in water. And I don't really want to take this skid steer out. I don't want to hurt the skid steer. So pretty much all this stuff to the right, I'm gonna have to leave and just get this kind of higher stuff. And we'll just have to see. I really don't think this water is going anywhere. It's already The end of, well, it's the 1st of October, I believe. And so this water's probably not going anywhere. There's a chance of rain. In the next 4 days, there's some chances of rain. So I don't know if it's going to amount to much, but it's definitely not going to help. This time of year, this water starts to kind of come up. It seems like when all the farmers turn off their pivots, it quits pulling water out of the aquifer, which is where we're sitting on top of. So that water will start to come up a little bit. And, cooler days, cooler nights kind of bring that water up too. So I don't think that water's going anywhere. And we'll just have to see. This is normally just a sheet of ice. It's the water comes up and it freezes. It's a sheet of ice, and I don't think we'll be able to take those bales off of even with the skid steer. Even if that ice is, I'm not too worried about falling through necessarily. But picking those bales up out of the ice, you're going to break all the twine on it, if you can even get it up out of there, I would think. I don't know for sure. I've never had to do it. So we've kind of got a mess, and this does not dry up until we are haying it, literally. I mean, it dries up in July. So now I'm almost done. I got some more to Rick, and only some of them he'll bring back with him. The rest we'll just have to leave, and I hope to push them up high enough where they won't be underwater or ice this winter, and we can pick them up because we'll be coming out here to feed, and it's good hay. So actually we'll grab a load on the way back, probably to take in for our horses. There's a lot of this that's gotten wet or is trapped or that we can't get to was going to be horse hay. So now a lot of it is not going to be horse hay or cow hay if it has to be left out here. But a lot of that we can get is on good ground. We just can't get it across a wet piece. So it will have to stay there until there's ice, and we could either bring it across the ice or bring it around on the road. I don't know, kind of whatever is smoother. It's usually the ice, but I don't know, we'll see. So I got some more to rick up, and like I say, a lot of these he's not going to be able to get, so we should get done probably about the same time. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so he dropped one off the back, or didn't get it loaded. So instead of him coming over to get it, I think I'm gonna setting up on end up here. I I should be able to tip it over and then carry it back across. Sometimes it won't fully tip over. I got two little spikes on the bottom. Kind of want to just, sometimes it doesn't fully tip over. Let's see. Ooh. See that? Okay. There we go. Nice. So I'm just gonna carry this across and save him a lot of time. Kind of have far to go. I already have some broke twine. Okay, got her all done. Everything I can, everything we can get to. I had to leave probably 20 bales, maybe 25 bales that are actually sitting in water. These ricks here, they'll just have to stay here because we have to cross water to get them out of here. So they'll probably just stay, which actually works out all right because this here is our feed ground out there in those hills, and there's a gate right here, so we could get them and either feed them out there, or on our way back from feeding we could take them in, because really they're supposed to be for our horses. It's pretty good hay, but there's some that I got out of some water, just a little bit of water, and so I don't know if it's going to be enough to, you know, I don't know how much the bale soaked it up, so we might not want to use it for the horses, so they don't leave a bunch and we have to clean out our feeders all the time. And so got over here finally where the horses were grazing over here when I was across the ditch over there, so didn't get a good look at them. But they're over there. Got a couple colts. I saw them driving by earlier this morning. They all look good, and these are our late cows out there. They're the late calvers. They would have been calving, still calving the first part of June. But mostly May, but there's some June calves in there, pretty small little guys. But I'm got this all done, everything that we're gonna get to. The guys already went back with their movers. So I'm gonna head into the house and done for this job for the day. Get the Pioneer loaded up so we can take her into the shop. And that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.